Yeah, hello friends, how you guys doing? Yeah, we talking with you today from Dijami Immigration and Citizenship Inc. I'm from Canada. Just to have a quick discussion about today's trend for so much of our people in Nigeria and some other part of the world who may have been falling into this problem in documentation. Just want to talk about the documentation. What when you apply for a visa, you are required to show reasons through documentation why to back up all your claims. If you say you're an accountant, you should have a document to show that you're an accountant. If you say you work in XYZ company, there should be evidence showing that you're working with this company, like your employment letter, your payslip, and the rest of them. If you're also an entrepreneur who owns your own business, yes, you always go through to have your CSE documents and bank documents of the company, tax documents, and so many others that you have available. The beautiful thing is that there's no end to documentation. There's no end to, or for you to say, I've given them enough. Submit much document as much as you have, as much as you can. All of them is geared towards um, convincing the visa officer that you are okay, that all your claims are true and they are verifiable. You don't have to ask them to verify it. Of course, they must verify your documents in the process of approving your visa. So many persons have fallen into that problem of thinking that the officers don't go far in verifying. That is total fallacy. That is total lie. You must back up all your claim with good documentations. And let me shock you, the Canada immigration system, they have third parties, agents that they use to make the verifications. So don't just train anything you want and think that all is good, then you can go to bed and sleep. No, it doesn't work like that. They have their way of, of verifying. I was just handling a particular case of this guy, and let me just not call his name. I'll just call him Mr. A. Mr. A applied for to a school for admission. He got admitted, and in the process of applying for his visa, he got one of the agents in Nigeria to facilitate or help him process the visa. Okay, and to his surprise, after some months of submission of study permit, he got a reply asking him for what we call for him to explain why he will not be banned. We call it procedural fairness. He was directed to write why the payment he made for his visa fee did not go through. It went through on submission, but later the owner of the money came rude to take the money back because the credit card was a hacked credit card. So what has happened is that the agent used a fake credit card belonging to someone they hacked on internet, and the agent used that to pay for the visa fees, and it was successful. Okay, but trust the system. The system has a way of going back to take care of complaints and issues. Probably, the owner complained through the credit card company, and they traced all the payments and started recalling all the payment back. And IRCC having to have one of the payments, so that money was recalled back. All right. So they are asking this guy, Mr. A, tell us why this was recalled. What happened? Okay. Of course, he did the best he could. He got a lawyer in Nigeria there who packaged a statement, that it was the agent who you did the job for him and applied. So hence, he will not be held liable on that. Okay, over that. But man, that's just bullshit. A visa submission, anything that came into your file submitted by you or your agent, it is assumed that it came through you. Okay, because there's a declaration at the end of the form that says, are you sure that everything you have submitted here is true and accurate? And you declared yes, you are very sure. Even if you're not the one that did the job, but the agent did it as if it is you. Because the agent does not have a profile to apply on your behalf. So what they do is to use your email or use whatever email you want to create account in your name, and they make all the submissions for you. So whatever happens in that portal, it is assumed that it is you who did it. Okay? So Mr. A wrote back through his lawyer to the Nairobi Processing Office, explaining what happened. Okay? And as soon as he did that letter, within 24 hours, he was given a visa refusal, and on the basis of inadmissibility of misrepresentation of facts, okay, which is based on section 41A of Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. And that particular section of the law says if you directly or indirectly, okay, provide any material facts related to your application that could induce, the officer into making a wrong decision, okay, you'll be held liable, and that could make you become inadmissible. So inadmissibility clause was applied to this guy, and they rejected his application and told him he will remain inadmissible to Canada in the next 5 years. That is a ban. Even if the word ban is not used, they say you will remain inadmissible. You cannot come into Canada through any means, by land or road or anywhere, or air or sea. You cannot in the next 5 years. You know what that means to this guy who has much career to pursue academically in Canada, or who has other plans to travel to US or to United Kingdom. This record will remain there for him, okay? Except if there are other means anyway to try if that could be taken out from your file. But otherwise, he will remain banned. Now, I want to say this. Using a licensed immigration consultant to do your application, so many people look at it as not necessary. Is it compulsory? No. You can do your application perfectly on your own and you get a visa. Okay? But I tell you, if you ever choose to use a third party to make your application, don't use a roadside agent. Don't use any kind of agent. Who are any kind of agent? Any kind of agents are these agents that are not licensed to practice immigration in Canada or outside Canada, but they are not allowed to practice, they are not allowed to advise, either by taking money or free. Okay? They are not allowed. The law, the business of immigration is highly regulated in Canada, that if you are not licensed, you are not allowed to even advise somebody. Don't even advise. Okay, I can tell you that some of our folks here, they are in the prison. Okay, some are waiting trial now, waiting for the sentence because they've been caught handling immigration business where they are not licensed to do so. So do your job yourself. You can do it yourself. That's true. But for any reason you want to use a third party, use a licensed travel consultant or immigration lawyer to submit your application. And how do you know them? When you talk to them, ask for their license. Okay, the license is issued by ROCIC, and they always have a license number. okay, represented by arrow and other numbers attached to it. For instance, my license number is arrow 712 751 and if you go to the Regulated Commission website, if you put in my license number, you are going to see my name as Chuks Nkencho. You're going to see my company as Dijami Immigration and Citizenship Incorporative. You're going to see my address, my phone number, everything about me and my license. If my license is active or not, you see everything black and white. All right. Don't use fake immigration consultant. Use licensed ones who are liable. Okay, their licenses are at stake. Their everything they do is at stake. Okay, they can be jailed if they mess up. Anything that has to do with your application that comes if the error is from their own side and the rest of it. So many things are at stake. Don't use because of that money you're going to pay the consultant to lose your eligibility to apply to bigger countries like US, Canada, or UK. I tell you, if you are banned in Canada, automatically you find it difficult to get visa in any big countries because they see themselves. Okay. One other thing again is lying. Because when you lie, you must present in order to induce the officer to make a wrong decision. Because you're not qualified, you put fake documents to ensure that you are qualified. That is one area people are getting banned here, and where mostly those who are doing fake bank statements. Okay, they put some forms, they go work on the bank statement, and then they make it so big, and that money is not existing. I can assure you that these officers they verify banks. What they do is to call the bank, verify if you're the owner of the bank account you provided. That's one. Secondly, is the money there still there? Is the balance, or if it's 28 million, do we have any amount close to this amount there? It must not be the same amount that could be there at the point of verification, but it should be reasonable to take care of your tuition fee and living expenses. How do you know your tuition fee and living expenses? Well, that breakdown, we'll talk about that in our next video, okay? But I want to assure you that these guys verify all the documents you are submitting to them, and I can tell you that do not allow anybody to represent you if that person is not a licensed immigration consultant in Canada. They will put rubbish into your forms. They will put many things that you are not. And when you are here, when they start asking you those questions about who you are, you cannot defend it. Okay? You cannot defend it because it's all false, it's all lies. And I tell you, the law here says even if you are found to lie in the next 2 years, even if you are already in Canada, okay, that whenever anytime they find out that you lied to the RCC, that day they are going to shut down everything about you and give and put you on the process of deportation. Okay, hearings will be conducted, all your rights will be preserved. Don't bother about that. They will preserve all your rights to your lawyer, to everything, do the hearings for you in the immigration court. At the end of the day, when they find you wanting, you are off. All right. So I just want to thank you for listening. Just want to thank you for paying attention. And please don't forget, use licensed immigration consultant if you want to use a third party in your application. Otherwise, you do it yourself. Okay. We're all smart. We're all good. We know what we want. We know how to read and write. We can fill out our forms. Do it yourself or use a licensed immigration consultant. All right. Don't forget to reach out to us on our pages and our bijamiimmigration.ca, our Facebook, other social media channels, and you get more of our services. You can contact us and we'll talk more. Ciao.